Hello and welcome to yet another late installment of a Wednesday video for Justin. Yeah, if you're new here, my name is Justin. Like I said, I make videos, budget with me videos, where I go through my budgeting process. I utilize a software called YNAB, stands for You Need a Budget. I get paid biweekly through my regular 9 to 5 job. So we have that money to assign and kind of allocate to my budget. I also, I think I alluded to this in my last video. I was early, as I always am, in doing my taxes, and much to my surprise, I wasn't expecting it this early, but I also woke up this morning to having my state tax refund in my income account. And so that is why my ready to assign is much higher than normal. This 2506.53 includes a what does it include? It includes my 1834 and 53 cents of paycheck, and then $672 for my state return. So with that, we've got a few things to talk about. Something has changed between the last time I made a video last week and now, and that is the reason for one of my two overspent categories. I'm going to try to be as calm, cool, and collected about it as possible because, let me tell you, what I purchased has been a nightmare from Amazon. I don't think I've ever had a more unpleasant, excruciatingly terrible experience with Amazon, but we'll get into that here shortly. So the first thing I always do is go to my next month, which is going to be February, and I put the money aside for my rent. I've got a target of 19, I think it's 1930 every month. Yeah, so I have a target of 1930. I typically, the first paycheck of the month, I always put that half fund in there, and then usually the second month, or I'm sorry, by the second paycheck, I know what my rent is going to be, like all fees included. And so my rent this month for February, that I'm going to pay in February on February 1st, is $19.22.51. So instead of doing a half fund and then just having that extra money that I need to assign somewhere, I always just subtract the difference of what I owe and what I have set aside, and we'll do that. So I need to do, let me do it this way, 1922.51 minus 9. Is that how I need to do this? No, that is not. My brain is fried after the day I've had with Amazon. It's no wonder I'm not in jail. So we're going to do this. On the side, I just have my calculator open. So I owe them 1922.51 minus 965. So the math I did was telling me what I still needed to budget. So I'm going to put 957.51. And that should give me 1922.51. And then because it's going to say that I owe a little bit more, I'm just going to snooze this target. I can't snooze that target. I will snooze that target next month. That's weird. I don't know why you should be able to snooze regardless of it being the current month or not. Anyways, I have the exact amount that I need in that account for rent. So I'm gonna go and take care of the bills that I need to pay before my next paycheck, which is gonna be February 12th. My next paycheck is February 12th, so I need to cover all the bills in February that are between now and then. So that's going to be my storage. That's going to be my cell phone. All of that is good. Gas, I still have like between half and 3/4 of a tank. I think with the amount of gas I have left, I think I can make it to my next paycheck without needing to put gas in. I think that's very feasible. So I'm just gonna, again, I can't sneeze that target. I'm just gonna skip that. So we need storage, we need cell phone. I'm gonna skip storage. Groceries is already funded, so that's perfect. I will need to put money in for power. Any of these? Okay. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think I alluded to this in my last video, or I talked about it. I owed a little bit on federal. And I have that. I pre-scheduled that payment of $81 to happen on February 1st. And I think I pinned a comment in that last video, my last week video, that I got a check for $47.05 from my car dealership. I guess they overcharged me for something, I'm not sure. And so they sent me a check. I deposited that check. I put that check in my tax section. And so that means I still need $33.95 in there to cover the tax bill that's coming up. So I'm going to fund that. I don't have any car maintenance, no pet expenses. We'll get to discretionary here in a second because that is where my overspent categories are. Emergency fund, that's good. So that is all I need to fund for now. And then we're going to talk about what I'm going to do with the rest. I'm going to close all of these. I'm going to go back to today. So I have 12. Wait, why? Interesting. Okay. So I have 12 at 69.35 left to assign. And last week I said that at that point in time, my planned spending was done for the month and all the extra money was going to go towards my debt paydown account, which I'm designating that as my car payment fund. But some things have changed, and that is going to explain my overspent categories. So we'll go ahead and click on that. Like I said, both of these are in discretionary. You'll notice that I have an additional line item here of technology, right? Normally I have, actually I don't like this view. I'm just going to go down here. So normally I've had dining out, discretionary, fun, and entertainment. And now have this fourth category of technology that I've just added to my budget actually today. So, as you know, if you're a content creator, the amount of space that you need to store all of your videos and your thumbnails and basically everything that goes into creating a video, that requires a lot of storage space. And my computer is running out of it rather quickly. I didn't account for that when I started this. I didn't realize that my space was going to be taken up so quickly. So I have a laptop. It's a gaming laptop, even though I don't game. I got this laptop, I think going on 4 or 5 years ago. I got this laptop specifically because it has the ability to be upgraded in terms of the memory and internal storage space. But this computer, obviously, this computer is limited in the amount of upgradability in terms of space I can put in this laptop. So rather than spending, a couple $100 on an extra memory card to put into it to give me extra space, and then I plan on keeping these videos going, but eventually that space will be taken over by these videos. I elected to do a more upfront expensive item or a solution that in the long run will solve my memory problems, my storage problems, and also another problem that I've caused. So I spent $830 on an item or a couple items, and this item is basically it is a storage device. So in a nutshell, this is basically a computer with hard drive slots that allow you to put, hard drives in it. Each of those 4 slots holds a separate hard drive. If you're not familiar with technology or this is just super confusing, think of this as a storage device. That is basically what it is. The computer aspect of it allows you to run different programs. Like most people use this for like a home server. And what that means is you can do a lot from it. You can store your files. You can run virtual machines, like virtual computers, basically. The reason I want it, the reason I need it is mainly for the storage capacity of it, but also because of the type of work I do, I also, on my personal computer, dabble in SQL programming and coding, and that requires a database, like being able to have a database and all of the tables that come with that. And currently I have that program running on my laptop, which again takes storage to do that. I can put that database program, that server program on this device, and then I don't have to have it on my computer. I can run and connect it through the network, hence the name network attached storage. And as I need more space, I can just add more hard drives to it. I can add higher storage hard drives to it. So I ordered this yesterday along with a couple of other things that are needed with this setup. And Amazon kept declining my card. Like I used several cards, each of them were declined. Amazon is telling me that the bank is declining it. The bank is telling me that Amazon is declining it. So nobody wants to take responsibility. But I can assure you that these cards have more than enough credit limit. There are no flags on them. And so every attempt I made to update my payment method, which is what they were asking me to do, was failed. And so as you can see up here, it says purchased 2 times. So I purchased this yesterday night. None of those attempts were successful. Every attempt was declined on every card I tried. And so I elected to make another purchase of these same items with a third card. And up until now, it seems like it worked. The money isn't out of my account yet, which is not normal, but Amazon tells me that the transaction was successful. It's been a couple hours. I haven't received any emails of transaction being declined. So that is why I have that overspent. That is why it's so much. This is something I plan on using for years and years and years. I could potentially die with this in my possession. Like the amount of space that this is going to give me in terms of storage is probably far more than I will ever need. I think I can definitely see myself using this long term, and it will certainly pay for itself eventually. So with that said, we need to cover the overspending that I did to purchase those items. The other overspent category is my dining out. I forget what day it was. The other day I went and got Five Guys at work. A couple of us went out to lunch the other day, and I used my discretionary card for that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover this 1605 with discretionary, since that's the same account. I'm just going to move that money. And then this 829.13 needs to be covered by ready to assign. So now I'm curious. Okay. So, so 137.37. And this is the other odd thing. Like I ordered 3 things on this order. One of the items was successful. The other 2 were not. Same card. I don't know what Amazon is doing. Like I said, I've had bad experiences with Amazon. But this entire experience, it almost told me that, or it almost convinced me that God didn't want me to have this in my life. So if for whatever reason, the charge that I put on my debit card to purchase this the second time today, for whatever reason, doesn't go through, I will take the sign from God and I will return the item that was successful, and I will just wash my hands of this. But for now, that takes away about $800 and something from what was going to go into my car payment fund, and just leaves me $440. That $440, I'm I'm just going to make sure. I'm just going to make sure that there's nothing that I need to cover, like non-monthly or anything like that. So all of these are funded or on track. Yeah. So I don't have anything else that I need to cover right now. So I'm going to put the rest of this 440 in my what account did I want to do it? I needed to do it here. So I'm going to put this in my extra car payments, 440.22. So that'll give me almost $1,000 in that account for making car payments. I think my plan is I'm still going to connect my Discover checking account with my auto pay of my car payment. And I'm just going to have it pay what my car payment is. And then all the extra is just going to kind of sit and accumulate in that account. And once I haven't fully determined the number, but once I reach a certain number, whether that's, 3,000 or 5,000 accumulated, then I'll drop a major payment of principal. That way, and this is like a couple of videos ago, one of you, I forget who, commented that maybe it would be best to not make those payments like right away in case something came up and I needed that money and it was gone. So in order to kind of alleviate that issue, if it ever did come up, I will have that money sitting there until it's large enough for it to make a big dent in my car payment loan, and then I'll make that payment. That way, in the interim, if something major happens, that money is available for me to use, and I can use it if I need to. So that is this video. Again, didn't go quite like I planned, but that is life. Like I said, if I do have issues with this second order going through, I will put the money that I just allocated for that product into my extra car payments. So with that, I will see you in my next video.